Alright everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. Last time some stuff happened, and I generally didn't do much. This time, we're gonna move past the demo. Actually, well, we got past the demo at the end of the last one, but we're gonna go ahead and,
It looks like this area has been closed off.
searching.
Can I see the order?
The horror continues. Another victim has been discovered.
Really?
I knew the latest victim. She was a leading member of the Order clergy. She'd been a rising star, destined to become the next High Priestess. But then she retired suddenly for reasons of health, so it was said. And then this.
It seems kind of,
You should ask him about the situation.
kind of strange. Like, she just retired suddenly.
We need to solve this case quickly.
Also,
Luxarian is the city of divine
why
light.
is no one else
It has
mentioning
seen the murder of three
the fact
girls
that
in 3
oh,
days.
hey.
The
Loud
people
noise
seem
that
to
will
be
probably
growing
pick up on my-
fearful.
awesome.
If you find out anything at all, I'd be anxious to hear it. There are similarities among the victims. They have all been young women, and all of them had rose-colored hair.
Suspiciously just like yours.
Yes, just the same shade as yours. You may also become a target of the killers. I urge you to be careful.
You don't urge me to do nothing. You don't urge me to do nothing. I inform them to slow down.
The order is locked. The order operates to
Yeah,
regional
at this
transportation
point, I just really stopped giving a crap
I
about
always
Hope's
said
dialogue.
Those people would cause trouble,
Like,
and I was right.
the game goes out of its
Every
way to
night
cut
I can
off his
see them,
dialogue
those
at every
weirdos
possible
in their
point,
white
so
cloaks sneaking
I
around the streets. Whenever I see
don't
white,
care.
I think, heretic. If there's one thing I know, that wicked shadow hunter, he's the ringleader of the heretics. Those fanatics are growing bold. Nowadays, there's always a gang of them in the plaza in front of the station. It's as if they are meeting to go someplace else. Speaking of which, it's usually around this time they start to show up.
How unsuspicious.
That was a valuable witness statement. I'm pretty sure the Inquisitor can use the information.
No one, absolutely no one doubts that the people behind the killings are those heretics. The Order is conducting its inquisitions based on that assumption. The Etro fanatics who worship the Goddess of Death are all over the place. Just look for the sinister groups huddled together, dressed head to toe in white. It may mean nothing, but some people have witnessed the Etro heretics using the public phone near the graveyard. Furtive conversations in the streets. Prowling the city at night. It makes you wonder what they're up to.
Yeah, about those Etro fanatics.
The Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in this information. Why not talk to a few more people?
It just... I mean, this is one of the ambiguities of...
Holmes, my
One
ship
of the
replacement
ambiguities of, the Final Fantasy 13 series is that, it's not really clear exactly how many people know about Etro. Like, in 2, it seems like a lot of people know about the goddess. I'll be cutting those menu screens from now on, by the way.
Those white-robed loonies are always gathering in the
But yeah,
station
it's
plaza.
not really clear how many people know about the goddess. It seems like some of them
trains are operating
knew,
now.
but I guess in the last 500 years, since the goddess's death at the end of 13.2, people have forgotten entirely about Bonneville, or about Etro,
Those messages
and
say that the
shifted
Shadow
all of their
Hunter will kill the
worship
Savior.
onto Bonnevilza, with the
If
exception
you
of the
believe what
Etro
you hear
cult.
around town, it seems that
But like the
children
Etro
of
cult are
have an
evil,
oracle.
and
They say
Etro
Oracle
was
derives
like
from mysterious devices
good?
that can let you see the very future. The heretic's prophecy.
so.
I can't even imagine what it must show. But apparently it's enough to drive them to murder.
It's a very fascinating scene of a series of tubes. I'm glad that this guy wanted me to see the internet. I don't know what's with
An
this
oracle drive
strange
to let you...
camera angle I have there.
The man who leads the evil savior will die at the hands of the Shadow Hunter. It's certainly an arresting statement. I'd heard of the Shadow Hunter once before, from a guest that was staying here at the hotel. The same guest told me he's the head of that band of fanatics. But I don't know who he really is. or was.
Seems like a strange thing
At
to
any
just
rate,
divulge to an
It's hardly
inlander.
surprising that people think those Etro fanatics are behind this recent string of murders. But is this man they call the Shadow Hunter the one pulling their strings?
No.
The Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in this information. When I talk
Just
to a
gonna
few
go
more
out on a
people-
lim here and say no.
You work at the station, don't
Well,
you? Your fellow
That's
attendants
cheating. This
worried
is
about
post
you.
commentary.
My
Spoilers.
Oh no, is it time for my shift already? I completely lost track of time. Look, can I trust you? I saw who did it. You know, the people who threw the dummy off the clock tower? I got
Considering
scared,
the
so I've
Etro
been
fanatics
laying low.
walk around
I
wearing
can't go
all
to the
white,
station.
and I'm
That's where
wearing
to
all
look for
white,
me.
probably not.
You were there? What did you see exactly? You have to tell me.
I don't have to do anything. But if you can protect me from
Hey,
those
I'm
people
gonna tell you
and
the
get me
super
to the
secret
station,
thing, but I'm
I'll
not gonna
all
tell you.
about it. Get me to the station, and then I'll talk.
Yep. Escorting homes. You know, when I think Final Fantasy, I think escort missions. So, yeah. I don't know what possessed me to walk so slow here. I guess I was just trying to be careful. I could be running. No one even approaches us. At least,
Gather information and
yeah,
report to the
it's...
Inquisitor in charge.
It just seems like a wholly unnecessary quest that they just kind of threw in there to show you what quests look like. Which is okay, I guess. So, yeah.
Holmes, you're safe. I was so worried about you, I could barely concentrate on my duties.
Sorry, boss. I saw what happened over where they found the girl. I guess I just panicked. I don't know why I got so scared. I'm sorry I let you down. It won't happen again.
Never mind, I'm just glad to see you're
So,
safe.
isn't there a really good
Guess I never
chance that
told you.
somebody will still come
Well,
along and try to
years
assassinate
ago, one of
him?
my colleagues was killed by a monster. I was afraid the same thing had happened to you. I panicked and asked this lady for help.
I can't believe no one told me that when I took this job. But anyway, sorry for the trouble, boss. From now on, I swear to you, I'm never going to be late. I mean, what if your heart gave out or something with worry?
Seems like
I have that
a
on my conscience.
A true friend
rather
that cares.
unattainable goal.
Maybe that's enough to save a soul.
Okay, and I'm just gonna go out on a limb here. No boss ever is that concerned about their person being late. At least I believe that character as his boss.
Well,
Or was
a
he
deal's a deal. You got me here
his
safe and
replacement
sound, so I'm
shift?
going to tell you exactly what I saw.
Huh.
It was the children of Etro. They tossed the dummy off the tower. I really wanted to tell the Inquisitors what I saw. Honestly, I did. But I was afraid those heretics might find out and make me their next victim.
You're not exactly part of their MO, bruh.
That was a valuable witness statement.
They
I saw the
shut the fuck up. They kind of go after, you know, people that look like me, not people that look like you. Ooh.
In recent days, the Etro fanatics, those unspeakable heretics who reject the Order, have been gathering brazenly on street corners. They're a sinister bunch, clad in stark white cloaks. I just overheard one of them say something very interesting. It went something like, if we kill the Savior, the prophecy will come
Yeah,
true.
good luck with that.
Now, all the victims to date have been women. Could there be a connection?
Could there?
Are they trying to hunt the Savior? I wonder if I should tell the Inquisitor this information. It might be important.
It does,
So the culprits are the children of Etro? But what's their objective? What could they be after?
it does seem a bit
Let's
like
find out.
some of these characters
This
are
area is locked.
rather uninquisitive.
It'll be the easiest
Like,
way to find
I
their
heard somebody
hideout.
talking
I'll
about
talk to the
murdering the
Inquisitors.
Savior, and they're killing women.
Hopefully
I
get
wonder
these
if there could
gates
be a
open.
connection there. This is the part where I accidentally find out that I climb up that. Yeah, so I'm gonna try this one time, but yeah, it's honestly I don't even know why they added this into the game. I end up having a lot of problems with this down the line, like just not being able to access it. Just the online features of this game did not
So these heretics, they
did
believe
not
in the
really
goddess,
turn out
right?
very well.
Are they all bad
To be
people,
perfectly
or just
honest.
some of them? Those heretics are
But-
always hanging around here, you know.
I mean,
They're
I guess
easy
it
to
was a nice
spot. They
attempt,
wear
but
white clothes
I've
and huddle together, muttering
never
stuff
once
about
actually been
oracles.
able to connect to
You
their
know,
servers.
they always stare at any women that go by. Do you think
Well, except
I'm
for
scared?
okay, that's not entirely true. I was able to connect to the servers, at least for these first few episodes, but I not
know
that
anything
time
about
and
The goddess's
not any of the
disciples
other
are
times
beginning
that I
to
tried
gather.
it, which
If
I
you lift the
I
blockades
did end
around
up
this
cutting
area,
out one of the other
there's a good
times that I
chance they'll
tried.
start to move out.
You're suggesting
But
I let them go?
I never actually
That's not a
successfully
bad idea.
managed
yes,
to
yes, I'll give the order and we'll see where the
utilize this
heretics lead
system.
us. We've managed to find some eyewitnesses, and we think we know who it was that strung the dummy from the tower.
Children of Etro.
Let me guess. The children of Etro, right?
Ah, you have your own sources, I see. In recent weeks, the heretics have become more visible on the streets of our holy city. The poor, benighted fools don't believe in God's salvation. Clearly, their despair has led them to carry out these wanton acts. If only they would open their eyes.
See,
and
a lot
praise
of people
God, and
won't
they could
get
bathe in
that
the
that's
pure light of
satire.
His almighty grace. Can't they see that
Because
their
there are a
souls will
lot
be
of
liberated in the new world?
There are a lot of
The irony of
religious
it all is
people,
that their
and I have
fanatical
nothing
rejection
against
of the
religious
Savior has
people, but
only
there are a
made
lot
my
of
own
religious
faith that
people
much
that
stronger.
do have that mentality
Although
of,
perhaps that is the
oh,
work of the
you're
Savior
disconnected
herself.
from
you
whatever
think your
our
faith will
God
save
is,
you,
whether it's
then
Christianity,
go ahead.
Islam,
Believe
Buddha.
all you
Well,
want.
I don't know, not so much Buddhists most of the time, but just like, oh, you're disconnected from my idea of faith, and that means that you're so disparaged that you do evil things and are a bad person.
Station area have been reopened. For your safety and security, please proceed with your business.
Luxarian.
Safety officers have been
Chronostasis is gonna come in real handy.
all safety officers.
How do I know this?
Thank you.
Because I've already done it. This is future Sudaku.
Lightning. The Savior can use God's own holy power.
Can
With it, you
she?
can even manipulate the flow of time.
How can anyone control time?
With his special ability called chronostasis, it has limits, but you can slow
Dude,
time.
I spent about 100 hours
It's just
manipulating
one
the
of
flow of
miracles
time as
brought
your
about
sister.
by God's great might. But be warned, you cannot use it again and again. Only use it when it will count the most.
Even though it only costs a couple EP.
Welcome in.
Okay. So, right here, we're first discovering purchasable garbs. Yeah, I honestly, I wish there'd have been a little bit more direction here. Purchasable. Maybe one of these days I'll learn how to speak, guys. I rented this tongue, I swear. The purchasable garb system in this game did not receive a whole lot of a whole lot of explanation. Like they show you how to make a schema, but
Come again, anytime.
like,
I'm surprised you. What do you
what do you? Monster notes. Whee! But just I don't know. Like I enjoy the garb system, but it could definitely use a little bit more flushing out.
When the final bell tolls, the Earth will be destroyed.
Well, yeah, of course the final bell will signal the heralding of the Earth. If if the Earth is destroyed,
Welcome
and then
in.
and then the bells keep going, like, how did you do that? Do have to say though, the garbs in this game do look really good. Like, Nocturne looks really nice. There's a couple more that I'm gonna get later on that look really cool. I really like the default savior costume, which I guess to my understanding, I haven't seen it yet, but you can get it upgraded as well as the default sword, something like that. I guess I'll find out as I go. But
you'll give up about an hour of your precious 13 days.
Good day to you.
I most certainly will never fail. I have certainly not within the next few hours of footage that I've recorded, certainly not failed in any combat scenarios.
I suppose they think they're acting as prophecy tells them.
Yep. Anyhow, yeah, this is just kind of me wandering around. Yeah, it's another one of my gripes with the game, but we'll get to that later.
Is this a dream? Am I dreaming?
I don't know. Have you been dreaming for 500 years? Okay. So, yep. Initial thought process here. Okay, the lady mentioned the phone, but the phone doesn't do anything. So, we come back this way. Do it, bruh. World about to end. I did a dive roll in your food and you called me the bringer of holy light. What if you could do that in real life? Oh, it's my favorite character.
Haha! I sense you want to talk about something. Ask away. Is it about this message board or something more important, like my beauty regimen?
I want to talk to you. I think that you have it backwards.
Oh, don't be such a silly Sahagin. Everyone wants to talk to me, especially since I've been put in charge of this.
The message board?
It's not just an ordinary message board. It's called the Canvas of Prayers, and it's magical. Magical! An ancient spell has been cast on it, and now it can show people's hopes and dreams. For example, you know how people wish on stars, or by throwing coins into a fountain? I know you've done it too, even though you'd never admit it. This board collects prayers from all over the world, from all sorts of people, and makes them appear as words.
You mean anyone can come here and read them?
Just you. It's written in a mythical language.
That's very convenient.
To anyone other than yourself, it looks like a jumble of nonsense.
Yeah, so, probably a good time to mention that Chocolina is one of my favorite characters. She's absolutely adorable.
Now don't just take my word for it. Why don't you take a look? See if you can't read everyone's humble little wishes.
If I'm not even going to attempt to do an impersonation here, just because I know it will be not good. But Rumuggered. So yeah, I'm kind of like looking over this and just being baffled by the fact that it says complete quest already, because I'm not used to stuff like that. It's just kind of like, oh, I already have the stuff I need. It's awesome. Quest complete. Next. Gift of Gratitude. Now this one I'm realizing just says accept quest. Oh, and past Dakota, this one also says accept quest.
You did a fantastical job, Lightning! That was fantabulously impressive. This is a little something for my very, very Chocoboco. It sure has been a long time, hasn't it, Lightning?
How do you know my name? I don't think
you've met.
What? Don't tell me you don't remember Chocolina!
Who can forget the great and powerful
Let's just say
Chocolina?
that I gave your sister a helping hand during her journey a long, long time ago.
You helped Sarah on her journey? I hope I don't offend you, but you're not entirely human, are you?
No, sadly, in my true form, I'm not nearly as drop-dead gorgeous.
I'll say.
But I am on your side. I'm here to help, like I did for your sister.
I don't even know you. How do I know you're not lying to me?
Well, you're just going to have to try. Ooh, I know! I can tell you all about me and my past until I convince you I'm a friend. It all started back when...
Wait, never mind. I trust you. You're on my side. Please, stop talking.
Okay, so for those who don't get that reference, if you haven't played Saz Heads or Tails DLC for 13.2, Chocolina is Saz's chocobo from the original 13. Except, like, a time paradox swallowed up the chocobo and spat it back out as a girl.
Thanks for stopping.
We kind of passed it already, but I do love the stuff that she says as you're passing her by. Just kind of poking fun at the fact that Lightning is an archetypical loner character. She talks about how, like, you could still... God damn it. Stop being adorable while I'm talking, Chocolina. But she talks about how you can get a table for one at a restaurant and use Snow. It's just fun. I enjoy it.
Look around for any suspicious groups. Anyone that catches your eye, especially near the station. You need to follow the heretics. Be discreet and don't let them spot you.
Be discreet, you mean run straight up to them?
Light, careful! They see you. Make sure you stay hidden in the shadows.
I swear I'm good at stealth games, people. This is not a stealth game. Yes. You asked me that question 10 minutes ago. Run for cover! I do find it rather humorous that she... No, don't get on there.
Light, careful! They see you.
I do find it rather humorous that she crouches down like that.
Will die at the hands of the Shadow Hunter? I sure don't like the sound of that. When they say savior, do you think...
It's me, alright. It has to be. But who's the Shadow Hunter?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know how they catch me from back there, but thankfully they're really easy to lose because they're really fucking stupid.
So if the Shadow Hunter leads the cult, does that mean he's also behind the murders?
So yeah, just gonna point out, the Etro fanatics look like assassins. Not saying that's ironic, but it totally is. Yeah. Just enjoying the music. But yeah, this is classic to the 13 series, by the way. In case you haven't played the other ones, it's an okay song.
See what they're up to. Do you see anything you can hide behind?
Do I? How about this conveniently placed set of boxes? Wow, you are so totally visible, Lightning.
In the forest of darkness, chaos holds sway. To the goddess of death, these numbers I say, 7891.
The rites are beginning. Make haste.
Jeez, you almost crushed the last person in line. How rude.
See that? I think I just found my invitation to the party.
Yeah, so when the phone rings, you have to give them a 4-digit code. Simple, if you have the numbers.
Right. Simple. So any bright ideas about how to do that? I mean, considering you're doling out advice.
Head back to town and see what you got, Carter.
Okay. So, this is... and again, I will probably get into this in a later episode in more depth, but this is where the game kind of loses some of its direction for a while. I really think they could have done without the arbitrary time limit on this particular mission, just because, I mean, we're only up to like I think 2,200 hours right now, something like that. It'll show it again in a minute when I'm done looking at these explanations for extraordinarily long amounts of time. But yeah, it just like it feels really forced, and I didn't really know where I could go and find stuff to do until the numbers started showing up.
The heretical cult,
at least
the
not
so-called children
initially.
of Etrel, are behind the murders. They become increasingly visible in the city, judging by the tone of their message.
Have no idea what those bronze medals are for. Even at the point in the game where I'm at as of recording the audio, which is like a few more hours into the game. I no idea.
It's not that clear cut. Just some God's savior looks as much a murderer as he's...
Those guys are assholes, by the way. They always manage to get the drop on me. Ah, yes. That's right, I swapped up and gave,
I'm not surprised they're afraid.
Swapped my heavy melee class into Nocturne.
I'll always be by your side, Light. What do you want to do? Will you go
I'll always
for
be
that
by your
code?
side. That's not
The
ominous.
children of Etrel are gathering now. They'll be out of my reach until they're done with their
it's,
business.
It seems
So,
like a waste to just wait here
one of the
until
things that I
Why not get out of the
that I
city for a while?
do for some games, the
There's not
13
much time
series in
left.
particular,
I won't
just because they
waste
can be
it.
hard to keep track of.
Yes, your time is the most precious thing you have now. How you
I
use these few
enjoy
days
getting
may
strategy
decide the
guides.
very fate of the world.
Like, I have the Skyrim strategy guide, but that was mostly for the cool little map in the
If you hop aboard,
Draconic
you
Dictionary in
can
the
quickly get
back.
anywhere in this world.
I'm not weird, I swear.
On the south side of Luxeria.
I've also got the 13.2 strat guide, and I do own the strat guide for this.
The City of Light has been the...
I got the strat guide as of like episode 4, but I'm not using it unless I absolutely have to. Like there's if there's a quest that, you know, I have spent way too long on,
Are you
then
a
I will
traveler?
end up using the
I
strategy
can tell you
guide,
about all
more
the
than
places
likely.
our fine monorail goes
But
to. Well, come talk.
Yeah, it's I know the strat guide has
This is Luxarian's North Station.
I took a quick glance
The
through it. It
trains here shuttle
has
back and
like
forth
a
between
list
Luxarian and
of
Yusnan, the
the
city that
order
never
you should
sleeps.
do the missions in
There
if
is
you want to
another
get
station in
everything done in
Luxarian,
one playthrough.
South Station.
And
The
of course
trains
it's
there will
assuming
take
that
you
you're
to
new
either of
game
these two
plusing it,
locations.
which I'm not.
The
But
Wildlands, where you can enjoy fresh air, nature, and friendly faces.
I
Or the
don't know.
Dead
I'm
Dunes,
not
a desert
going
abundant
to
with hidden
use that
treasures.
because
Here
it
for
would
the
take
train?
some of the fun out of the game, and honestly would make the Let's Play way too predictable. So yeah, here we're gonna go to Yusnan. Probably gonna watch the opening cutscene, and then we're gonna split the video there. But yeah, so far I am enjoying the game. Definitely, it definitely does pick up after a little while. So stick with the episodes. It's it's kind of hard to do commentary for these early episodes because it's not only is there a lot of dialogue, but it's just exposition.
Those were my own words. And I think I was fooling. I couldn't do a damn thing. You died centuries ago, and it still feels like yesterday. Not a day goes by when I don't think of you and how I could save you.
Lightning asked at the beginning of the game
I failed you.
if he still thinks about it.
Like a fool, I'm just spinning my wheels while the world dies. Now everything's ending, and no one's gonna survive.
This is an emergency broadcast from the Public Safety Office, Yusnan branch of the Order of Salvation. Volatile chaos infusions have been detected inside the Yusnan Palace. All entrances have been sealed by
Sarah, I need to know. When I die, will I get to see you again? Not that I have any right to. Well, I guess we all come to this world alone, and that's the way we gotta leave it.
I love snows and
not much time left before the world ends. This is your last chance for payback to the man who couldn't keep your sister safe.
So now it's the glittering city. This is how Snow entertains himself these days?
I don't know how entertaining he finds it, but it's certainly his doing. Yusnan is Snow's town now. The residents call him the patron, and he runs everything here, especially the feasts and banquets. I've heard that he wanted everyone to enjoy whatever brief time they had left. But these days he's holed up in his palace. Who knows what he's thinking?
If I could, I'd go and visit. But I don't think I'm welcome there. Guess I should have pulled my punches.
No, it was the right thing to do at the time. I really thought if you confronted him head-on, he'd open up to you. Of course, it's been centuries. People are bound to change.
Have the years changed him? Maybe. The Snow I remember was an optimist. Almost laughably so. He believed in everyone, and so everyone believed in him. That's why, in the end, I could accept Sarah wanting to marry him. But while I slept away the years in Crystal, he had to live every day, facing the world's coming end. Centuries, watching all hope crumble, lifetimes passing without a hint
well,
of
this is
escape.
going to be the end of this episode. I hope you,
No man can stare into the
enjoyed
darkness
it.
for so long
Bye.
and survive with his soul intact.